Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Brendan and welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you guys are having a great day wherever you guys are from, because Bitcoin is certainly not. At around 9:30 a.m. Eastern time this morning, when the traditional markets opened, Bitcoin started dumping from $58,000 all the way down to $54,000, where it's currently hovering at right now, and seeing some support. So I really see two clear-cut paths that Bitcoin could take from here, one being very bullish and one being very bearish. And that's actually what I want to talk about in today's video. So if that sounds interesting at all, make sure you guys stick around for the entire length of the video, as there will be important information discussed the entire way through. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into this one, because there's a lot that we got to catch up on, and my goal here is to make this a very simple and easy to understand video, so that no matter where you're at in technical analysis or even your understanding of cryptocurrency, you're going to be able to digest this and understand what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and dive on in here and take a deep look at what Bitcoin's doing right now and the potential that it has moving here into the future. So to simply put this, Bitcoin fell right through its 50 EMA on this 4-hour time scale, where it was hovering at for over the weekend now. And with it falling through this $57,000 area and seeing support at this $54,000 area, this is actually a higher swing low on a micro time scale, because the previous low was just above $53,000, and with this current low being just below $54,000. So we have a little bit of a buffer room over here where Bitcoin is seeing this support, and ideally we want this to hold this 200 EMA. Now, what could happen gradually here is that if Bitcoin wants to hold this area and start seeing some rapid price movement to the upside, this could see the 200 EMA on this 4-hour time scale gradually start getting pulled up to where this candle body closing is, and then that's where we're going to see this 200 EMA almost be that support that this candle really needs to see. Now, I think that is a little bit of a stretch in my opinion, but that is the potential bullish argument that I think that we have here, is that we're holding the macro, or excuse me, not the macro, we're holding the micro higher swing low here, and we're still holding above the 200 EMA on this 4-hour time scale. So that could actually be a really good sign that the bulls want to hold here. Now, something to notice is that this is actually one of the highest levels of selling pressure that we have seen over the course of this month and even the month prior to this one, competing with some of the larger moves that we have seen over here in terms of volatility and volume. Now, I think that one of the most sound arguments that we can look at over here on Bitcoin is the possibility that Bitcoin actually wants to move back down towards this 50 EMA on this 1-day time scale, because this is something that Bitcoin has routinely tested over the last 6 months or so. Throughout its duration moving in this bull market, we have seen Bitcoin touch this 50 EMA and continually use it as support. So whether we're going all the way back to October over here, it was used to support just time and time again, despite it actually having these micro lower swing highs and these micro lower swing lows like we have seen before on Bitcoin. So what we're seeing right now is really nothing new. We've seen more volatile moves, we've seen less volatile moves. We've seen movements like this happen in this bull run multiple times already. And so I guess the theory here is that Bitcoin wants to repeat itself, have these micro lower swing highs, have these micro lower swing lows, move its way to the 50 EMA, only to use it as support again, like we have seen again several times now, where Bitcoin likes to bounce off of this guy. Now, I guess the bad news here is that Bitcoin's actually about, if we want to measure this out, Bitcoin's still about $5,000 from this area, which is around another 8 or 9% to the downside. So if this 54,000 support breaks, or $55,000 support breaks on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin wants to kind of fall through the floor here, there's definitely some room that it could have to the downside that could be quite ugly, depending on, I guess, if you're long or short. But this would make a whole lot of sense. Now, conveniently, this 200 EMA this 50 EMA on this 1-day time scale is conveniently placed right on the psychological support of $50,000, kind of giving this a double whammy, or a 2-in-1, where we don't only have this technical support of this 50 EMA, but also the psychological support of $50,000 almost to the dollar, being what I would believe to be a fairly strong psychological support level. Where it was previously resistance, it should now turn support, and even if it wasn't that strong of resistance in the past, I think it will definitely be a psychological support coming around this time. One other thing to notice here is that we are seeing a little bit of a squeeze, and we'll take a look at the RSI in just a second, but we can see the squeeze start happening over here. Volume is starting to fall off. We are moving towards the end of tax season right now, or really, I guess, in the heart of it. But that is beside the point, because as we're seeing over here on this RSI, we are seeing some consistently lower swing highs and consistently higher swing lows, which leads me to believe that, again, we are pushing towards some sort of a squeeze. And even viewing this on a 4-hour time scale, we can see the same kind of theory happening over here, where we are having this a pretty good amount of bearish pressure happening, as we are seeing these consistently lower swing highs just hammering Bitcoin down and down and down, and we are not seeing the same level of consistently higher swing lows from the reverse end of the spectrum. Now, if we zoom out over here on the 1-day time scale, we saw a whole lot of higher swing lows since really almost since the start of this year. I mean, Bitcoin has been on this awesome, consistent higher swing low standpoint up until, I would probably say, this month, when this started changing just a little bit. And so that's where we're seeing the squeeze happen, because we're actually starting to see some real bearish pressure like we haven't seen in quite some time on Bitcoin. And that this is really all converging on both this daily time scale and this 4-hour time scale to kind of see if there can be this price explosion in the price action of Bitcoin moving into the next month or so here. So I would imagine sometime in April, which is not too far away right now, we're going to see some sort of a price explosion in Bitcoin, hopefully towards the good side. It could very well be towards the downside. You know, it might be time for Bitcoin to pull back some after it has had this historic, parabolic, beautiful run that it's been on over here. It might be time to pull this guy back just a little bit. But again, I think it's definitely too early to make any kind of a call like that and saying that this is the top. But there are some some bearish factors that I don't think we can just turn our face to. And we could very well see Bitcoin retest this $50,000 level in the coming days or even weeks. So with that being said, guys, I want to go ahead and wrap up this video. I don't want to linger this on too much, and I don't want to get into too much of a future price prediction beyond like the immediate future. You know, I don't want to be predicting things like the next all-time high on Bitcoin, at least not in this video. This one was meant to give a very simple understanding of what Bitcoin's done in the past, where it's bounced before, and where it could likely bounce again, and the ideas of simple support and resistance that we have here on Bitcoin, and kind of just sharing my insight on this as someone who's been in the industry for years and years now. So once again, nothing I said is legal, financial, or tax advice in any way. Nothing I said is any kind of financial advice. This is simply just my input on the market, and I hope you guys do enjoy that. So if you guys did, leave a comment in the comment section down below. I love getting to hear what you guys had to say and hearing your guys' input and opinions and bias on this stuff. It's always great to be able to interact with you guys down there. And if you guys really did enjoy the video, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button for more content like this one to show me your support. So once again, guys, thank you guys all so much, and I will see you all in the next video.